Hey, what's going on? Muriel from the Sunshine Family today, live, touching on Costa Rica living during the COVID-19 pandemic. What's life look like? That is a question that I received so often. So I decided to dedicate a video about it and even a live stream because it is that time of the day that I'm super inspired. And I just received a couple of questions again. And why not just diving right in? After I'm inviting you, of course, if you're watching this replay, as soon as this is a recording and visible on my YouTube channel, you have the option to subscribe to my channel by hitting that little icon, that little square that you see on that side of the screen. If you tap it and hit the bell icon, you get a notification every time I upload a new video, and that might help you to learn more about Costa Rica living, about topics that I will talk about in the near future and post here on my channel. You know, I am dedicated to share everything I have learned so far living as an expat here in Costa Rica since 2018 with my husband Dirk and two growing up kids. And I'm just waiting a little bit until people hop on live. The moment that you hop on live, just let me know by saying hi in the comments below. I can see the comments. Hey, I see John. That is amazing. So it always takes a couple of minutes before people see a notification that I'm live. I didn't announce this actually. I actually love spontaneous actions. So surprise. But yeah, as always, I'm super inspired to give you a very realistic idea about what's going on personally. So what's life look like for me personally? That is not overall how it is in whole Costa Rica, of course. I live quite remote, but I will touch on it, how it is for me business-wise, personally, on the property, etc., what's going on around us here at the peninsula, but also general. So I made some notes, so I really will share as much as possible that I believe can benefit you. Yes, John, you're right. So let me get started. General information, what's life look like in Costa Rica? What is it during the pandemic? Well, first of all, if I compare life in Costa Rica right now, where I live, to life in the Netherlands, my country of birth, what we left back in 2018 by closing our laptops and opening them up here in Costa Rica. We sold everything, we gave everything away. We came here with 2 suitcases and a backpack. There was this urgency I felt back then to move anyways, although our teenager was 14, and a lot of people asked us, why don't you just wait until she's 16, 17, 18 years old, so she's a little bit older. And I remember that there was something in us telling us, do it now, and figure it out later. I'm so happy we did it, because I cannot imagine to have been moving to Costa Rica during the pandemic. I'm not saying you cannot move to Costa Rica during the pandemic, but you're depending on rules and regulations and restrictions of flying. The UK and Canada are not able to fly to Costa Rica. So I'm just saying we have to, it's a crazy situation. And there's a lot to say about it, but that's not what this is about. Hi, VND. Hi, Kun Kalonga. Ooh, from Barcelona, from Vienna, such international visitors. I love that. What I love about Costa Rica in general, especially about the place where I live, the area Santa Teresa, Montezuma at the peninsula, the Nicoya, is that it's super international. Literally from people from Israel, Canada, UK, Europe. There's lots of Austrians, French people, Belgian people. There's some Dutch people, they say. Italian people, Spanish people, Argentina people. It is super international here. So I prefer also seeing lots of international people watching my videos. So, okay, general information. What's it like living, Costa Rica living during COVID-19? here. Okay, yeah, we have to do with protocols. Masks are mandatory. So this is general Costa Rica information, right? Yes, we have deaths. Yes, we have people who have COVID, but so far I have not met anyone who had COVID or who was really sick or who died of COVID. So far, the healthcare in Costa Rica does really, really well. Costa Rica is well known in general for their excellent healthcare. So, health wise, they're doing great. Um, and I believe there are so many other countries where the death amount and the sickness is way higher than here. I'm not saying it's not here, but I believe so far the sick and the weak people are victim of COVID, but healthy people in general not. So there we have seen several rules and regulations changing so far. For example, we have had like um, the borders were closed, right? And with that was the consequence that all the tourist visas were extended. They have been extended so far twice, but there is an end to that because March 2 or March 3, ooh, don't pin me on that date, all the tourists have to extend their visa by just leaving the country and returning. We call that also in expat language, um, without having a residency, doing a border one or a visa one, which is not possible as it looks right now, going overland to the closest borders, Nicaragua or Panama. This is what we've done so far before we applied for our residency. But now we are happy that we can apply for residency. This is not about visas in general, but I'm just saying if I would not been able to apply for residency, I would have uh, I needed to fly out of the country to prevent to overstay my visa, and that's not something that you really want. There's not big penalties for it, but in general you want to obey the rules while being a visitor of a country, right? So we don't have to leave the country, but all other tourists have to leave the country if they do not if they cannot apply for residency. But this is a tip in between. I hear a lot of people choosing Guatemala, which is quite cheap, low budget flight, low budget accommodations, and you can spend there a night and return, and you get your stamps for 90 days. Be sure, of course, to have your onward ticket showing you that you will exit the country again within 90 days after entering Costa Rica again. And below every of my video, if you think, how do you do that? Where do I get a ticket? How do I prove that I'm leaving? Actually, well, I'm not planning to leave. um, there's a link below every of my video where you can order an onward ticket, and you can read on the website how it works. It's very easy. It's like $12, and yeah, this is how you do it basically. Just read all the info on that page. But yeah, the tourist visas will not be extended this time. Well, we have seen rules and regulations according to the beaches. The beaches have been closed during the whole week. Then they have opened certain times of the day. Now they're opened again. It's a lot of changes. It's the art of keeping up with all the changes. But here where I live, we don't really feel those changes a lot. We live in this weird bubble of Santa Teresa. It's quite remote. We're quite isolated. Yes, we all stick to the rules, but um, yeah, can I say it's different than in a big city? Let's say it like that. We have lots of space here, right? So restrictions of driving, we don't really feel it that much. But I can imagine if you need a car to drive from A to B to work while you're living in San Jose, it's quite a different world out there in San Jose and Santa Ana and Escazú. So there have been a lot of changes. So restaurants have been closed. We have had like a couple of weeks that everything was shut down. And the biggest thing that we have seen happening is that out of the blue, while business owners were expecting to have a high season, seeing lots of tourists coming in, no tourists were coming in. So a lot of businesses who did not have had a reserve have collapsed, and that is pretty sad. Some people just live from paycheck to paycheck, and manage to really um, manage to have a successful business that way until no tourists came in. And yes, we have seen places close down, but at the other hand, we also have seen creative people start new businesses, be creative, start new ideas. I will touch on personally how that has affected our business. Don't fall from your chair when I start to share what has happened with our business, but I'm going to share that in a little bit. Right now, the beaches are open here. We have here a driving restriction for one time per week, depending on the number of your plate. So if it is ending depending on the last number of your plate, it is a Saturday or Sunday driving restriction, so that Costa Rica wants to prevent that way, that too many people are going back and forth from A to B and transferring the virus that way. We have seen that there's many places here, also in our town, no matter how remote we are, many places where you can do COVID tests. It's all very hygienic. The healthcare is super good here, so I haven't seen complaints about that. Yes, for tourists, the borders are open, but at the other hand, some countries do not allow tourists to people to become a tourist vacationing to Costa Rica, which is, of course, has a big influence. I have people reaching out who bought my book, 7 Steps to Move to Costa Rica. They were about to move to Costa Rica, living in the UK or in Canada, and they cannot leave. And they're like, they have sold everything. It's like they have to just be patient. So I'm just talking to you. If you're watching, please be patient. No one knows what's going to happen, when it's going to change, but let's just sit it out. Be confident that Costa Rica will love seeing you coming. Costa Rica is such a positive, nice, warm, welcoming expat country. Personally, I love being here during COVID-19, but a little bit later about my personal experience. I think this is more or less, very important. Costa Rica has raised their taxes. So I am not an economic expert whatsoever, but they say, I have heard, Costa Rica has big debts. What's that word? Debts. And there are prognoses done by others that Costa Rica is in big trouble economic-wise. I don't dare to say anything about that. What I do know is that it doesn't affect me as a digital entrepreneur, online entrepreneur. My business is not depending on the economy nor on tourists. So that is a pretty interesting concept on its own, I believe. But the fact that the prices are higher to go to restaurants, products in shops, it's a fact. So life has not become cheaper while there's less tourists who came here. Right now, it is February the 3rd. The whole town is packed with tourists. So somehow many people gladly were able to visit Costa Rica anyways and entered our peninsula. And I'm so happy for all those local business owners who are thriving right now: surf teachers, restaurants, massage therapists, Airbnbs, hotels, yoga studios, everything is thriving again. And that makes my heart sing. I have many friends here who do not work online like Dirk and I do, but have their brick and mortar business. And I respect that because I benefit from it. I love to sit with a cocktail, with my toes in the sand, watching the sunset while my dogs are playing at the beach. And that's still possible. So please do come to Costa Rica. Let me first, before I'm going to touch on how it personally is for Dirk and myself and my little family, I see questions and replies. So I'm just going to read them. So John already said, hi, Viendi. Okay, John, how's the new septic holding up too? And I think Florilac closed the vacation vaccine loophole and is only giving them to residents now. But it's such a mess here that could be wrong or change anytime. So first of all, the septic tank is working. Thanks for following that. And for everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I made a video about it on my channel. Go check out all my videos here on the channel and check out something like Costa Rica Expat Live and, you know, solving septic tank problems. You can see some daily life stuff here. About the vaccine, I don't know what's happening in Costa Rica because I am in one of those groups. I'm part of one of those groups who's going to be lost in line. I'm an expat. I'm applying for residency. I am signed out of the Dutch. What's the word? I am officially a traveler. My business is somewhere else, so I'm somewhere at the bottom of the row getting a vaccine, so I'm not up to date about the vaccination plan for Costa Rica. John is also asking, what about sailing to neighboring countries for border runs? I think that's a freaking good question, John. I know it's possible through air. I know it's not possible over land. It's just speculation. It should be possible over ocean, I guess. I think we have to look that up. Or perhaps you want to look it up and share it below this video as soon as it's a recording. John is also saying, I don't know about Queen or Vienly, but YouTube has slapped a CDC COVID banner on your stream here in Florida. Yes, I've seen that. Do you see me? Or is it below? I think it's below here, right? I think that's just what it is. But thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I think that's just the world rule. I don't know why that is either. Let's just accept it because there's no way to get it off there. Yeah, that's true because I put COVID-19 in my title. They just put the banner here where you can find more world information about it. Yes, is health insurance compulsory in Costa Rica even if I have been vaccinated? Good question. This is an awesome question to literally ask the consulate or the embassy of Costa Rica, or check the Tico Times. I am not up to date about this. I know they just recently updated their rules since the border ones, since the visas are not extended, they made it more strict that all the I made a video about it, the entry requirements to Costa Rica. That video's up to date. I think it's also after being vaccinated, to be honest, although it's speculation because vaccination, I don't know if they have proof if you still cannot get it anymore. That's a good question. Who knows the answer to this? This is a group thing, right? Like I'm starting the stream, but we're doing this together. So that's a great question. Do I have to get tested to go to Costa Rica right now? No, but you have to have your travel insurance in place. Watch my previous video about entry requirements. John Miller, the IMF, have presented their nearly 1.75 billion relief loan package to Costa Rica for them to consider and gave them 4 months to take it or leave it. No more negotiation. Yes, I know there's lots of stuff happening. Perhaps this is a great moment to touch on how it is personally for us. Now, I don't live a random life. I'm not average. No one is average. I guess everyone is unique, but I choose to live remote and I choose to live on a property of 5.5 acres. We have a very good optic fiber internet, and we choose to live here because we work 100% online. The effect of COVID on my business, and it sounds crazy and it's not to brag, but just to show you that if you look into opportunities or just are having or start to learn the right education in a time of now, our business has never been better. There's more people around the world looking for e-learning basically. And a lot of people are looking for ways to generate their income online from home. Isn't that what all society, all governments are just saying out loud? People work from home. But if you don't want to work for a boss anymore and you want to do fun work from home, well, basically that's what I'm doing since almost 8 years now. I work from home 100% online. And that's why I was able to close my laptop in the Netherlands and open it up in Costa Rica, and I make my living as online entrepreneur. What does that mean? Well, I'm always creative to create ideas to generate an income by helping others, providing people solutions and information and coaching and consultants. And I do that one-on-one. I do that in groups. I do that automated by recorded video training, which I packaged on a website, on a, there are so many ways to generate an income. I use affiliate systems. I make commissions by promoting other people's products and services. I have my own, and this is the product of getting started to learn how to navigate online, generating my income, replacing my social worker income. And I have never been so grateful that I already knew how to make as much as I want, no matter what's happening around me. And it sounds so crazy, but I've never had so many people inboxing me, of people who used to be very skeptic and hesitant and holding on to their secure job or their brick and mortar secure business, the working hard model, trading time for business model, the sustainable business, the sustainable job, the 40-year plan. But since COVID, all those values have been bulldozered away, because people with the most solid businesses have been devastated looking at the collapse of their business, like travel agencies, like so many restaurants. There's a specific niche that is suffering so hard due to COVID. That's unbelievable. And it makes my heart cry, but at the same time, my heart sing, because if you have a creative mind, you just work with what you have. And our business was born out of a big crisis. If you haven't never heard my story, below every of my video, there's a link saying something like the story of Dirk and Muriel. We got started online with $300,000 debt due to hitting bankruptcy. Dirk did that with one of his restaurants. And as a social worker, I was not able to pay for those debts. So our business is grown and born out of crisis. So I believe a crisis, a world pandemic, you can call it a crisis situation. I see a lot of people who stay calm, although they see their money shrink, businesses collapse, but they tap into the universal source of ideas and just start to think differently, apply different strategies, learn new tactics, use different systems, get online, and start to realize that making passions by sharing your, making profits by sharing your passion and your expertise has never been easier than today. Really, like Zoom did free updates that you can stream on channels on YouTube at the same time. Normally that was like a $60 per month upgrade. Now it's free because schools and companies, businesses were using Zoom, right? This is the internet revolution and revolutionary age. For me, we have seen our biggest business year ever, the COVID year, because people are online at home scrolling for information, and the stuff that we provide was obviously helping them, right? Now, if you want to know what is it that you promote, what is it that you sell, what below every of my video, you see an option, description, and learn more, read more, and you see always like this lap of text. There's always book tips, free resources, but also my programs, my coaching, my most recommended affiliate marketing program for brand new people who don't want to hustle and don't want to chase friends and family. But basically, my business has never been better. Personally, I just closed my gate here, over there. I pulled my kids out of their offline international school because it was shrinking. There was just such a increase of students. I wasn't sure. I still am not sure if the school's gonna make it. Thank goodness we all built up our network of friends, including especially my children. So we can just build it from there. I have to facilitate my youngest to meet up with friends. But you want to say hi or not? I'm live. Oh, no, he's like no. um, but he has enough friends to, to have fun, not going to school, and they both of my children started their 100% online school, which is actually better than I ever expected. First of all, I thought like, oh gosh, when can I work? Because now my kids are home all the time, but I must not think about having my kids 8 hours per day sitting in school with masks on. That just kills your body, if you ask me. So I'm pretty grateful for us. This is my existence here. My house, my papayas are growing, my dogs are around me. There is where we sleep. There is the house. We're planning on start to design our dream house for the other side of the property. We're doing everything super tranquilo. We work on ourselves. I think that is the biggest win for everyone. If you see your world collapsing, perhaps you're in lockdown somewhere in a cold country, I just advise you work on yourself, go inside of yourself, meditate. Don't just read crap or watch crap on Netflix or the news. Just start listening to podcasts which are inspirational and helping your personal development grow, because you need to keep the balance in yourself, in your family. I think that is for everyone in the world during COVID very important, no matter if you have this space where we live or if you live packed in a little apartment with a big family. We all need to work. We are all affected by COVID, but I'm grateful and happy to be able to share that we live very tranquilo. We do hikes on the property. When it was fully locked down, one person went out and went in to get shopping, run errands in town. But now, my daughter has her inner circle friends. My son has his inner circle friends. We don't mingle. I don't go to parties, although there are parties, although it's not legal. There are some smaller parties here, but people are in general super relaxed, very respectful according to the rules. And for us, actually, we don't really see a lot of changes for ourselves, because our lives have been so tranquilo and it has not changed, although our income has increased a lot, because I've never had more people asking me, Muriel, can you teach me how to build a business online? Or how can you help me to relocate to Costa Rica? And people book a one-on-one call with me based on the book 7 Steps to Costa Rica. So I am actually full. My vision has grown so much. And thanks to all of you guys, my channel has been growing. And I have a very cool update I want to share that has happened thanks to my channel. But I'm going to keep it for my next video, because I'm already chatting for 28 minutes and my battery is almost dead. It's at 8%. So yeah, general, what's life in Costa Rica, living in Costa Rica during COVID-19 pandemic. I just named it. Watch the recording if you're just hopping on. And for me personally, yeah, life is beautiful. I'm grateful. We're healthy. We support as much as businesses as possible. I have friends with restaurants. We go eat there all the time. Things like that. I shop in little shops. We support the economic situation in Costa Rica as much as possible by just being consumers, right? And I really always am supporting Costa Rica by inviting people to please come on vacation to Costa Rica. If you watch the entry requirement video that I made and you have done everything, nothing is in your way to have an epic time, fill up your battery if your country is still allowing you to fly out. It's not a bad country to get stuck. Find someone to feed your plants, to water your plants. Just come to Costa Rica and let's meet up. We can do walks over the beach. I've had people, I met them here on the channel and they moved to Costa Rica. They did it And we met. They hit me up. Can we meet? We finally in town, and we walked with our dogs over the beach and looking back on taking their leap of faith and just enjoying. We were sitting in the tide pools and enjoying the tranquilo life in Costa Rica, where no one was wearing masks on the beach, for example. Life is really beautiful. I cannot stretch that enough. So, with that being said, yes, John is saying it. To summarize from Muriel, I'd rather be in Costa Rica than here. Well, your thoughts are mine. If there's anything I can do for you to bring some sunshine in your world, if I brought that, just let me know. I feel humbled. Keep watching my videos. Give me ideas, topics to touch on. And my dogs are playing. Look, this is funny. So they're always where I am. They're just, I even fall over them. The youngest lady, she had to be fixed yesterday, but over the weekend, she got in heat. So now we cannot fix her. And we have to wait until she's cooled down again, and then she's going to be fixed. And so far, they're really kind for her, my two boys, and they are fixed, so it's not going to be babies. Yeah. Bye, Chicago. Bye, Venice. Bye, people around the world. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet, and check out all the content that I share in the description below all of my videos. Okay, and looking forward seeing you in my next video, where I give you something amazing, an amazing update that happened thanks to my channel, thanks to you. It has been growing. We have a lot of interaction, and I made so many friends around the world. Thank you for supporting my channel. Pura vida from Muriel from Costa Rica. Ciao.